Today I want to tell you a story about a little boy who gave a gift to his father. One's about a little boy who was only 4.5 years old, so he'd been at kinder all year long. And while he was at kinder, like in October, the teachers said, we're going to get ready for Christmas. We're going to start making Dad's gift. And the gift they were going to make, they were going to take some potter's clay. They were going to make something with their little hands, and then they were going to paint it once it had dried. So that takes another week, and it's a long process to make it. Then they were going to put it into a kiln, which is a thing that bakes the items so that it bakes the clay hard and it bakes the paint shiny, and it makes it beautiful. And then it would come back, and then they had to wrap it up and give it to Dad. That took like 3 months of kinder. So this little boy went and he started making this little thing with his hands, and he made it for like 3 or 4 weeks and was adding to it and got it to exactly what he wanted it to be like. And he knew exactly what it was, but anyone else who looked at it, they were not too sure what it was. But he was sure, and he was going to tell Dad what it was. And he was so excited when the paintbrushes came out the 3rd week before Christmas, and you got to paint it, and he got it all ready, and he loved it. It was perfect. And then they took it away to the kiln, and the next week when he came back to kinder, there was the present. Oh, it was more beautiful than he could have even imagined. It was perfect. The paint was so shiny, and it was so hard. This would never break. This is going to be the best gift to ever give to Dad. And so that day, they put it on a piece of paper, and they wrapped it up, and they got to choose their own wrapping paper, and they wrapped up the little presents, and they got them all ready, and they set them in a big display so that next week, at the end of kinder, when Mom and Dad both came for the Christmas concert that the kinder put on, they could take their little gift and they could go and give it to their dad. He wasn't allowed to open it yet. Had to go home, go under the tree, be open on Christmas, but they got to give it to him right then. Oh, he was so excited the whole week, so excited to give the gift to his dad. And when he got there the next week, and at the end of kinder, Mom and Dad showed up, and he saw them. And then the concert went really well. And at the end of the concert, he went over with all the other kids, and he picked up his little gift, and he turned, and he started walking towards Dad, and his eyes were just so filled with joy and maybe even a little bit of tears because he was so excited that he tripped over something. He didn't even know what it was, but it was something between him and Dad. And when he tripped, he reached out to try to catch the little gift that he made, and he hit it with his hand. And it went even higher, and everyone there jumped towards it trying to catch it, but it hit the ground. And you heard it. Everyone heard it shatter. But it was still wrapped up. It was still inside there. And the little boy fell on the ground, and he started crying. And his dad and his mom came running over, and Mom knelt down on the ground with him, and she put her arm around him, and Dad said what Dad say. He said, it's okay, it doesn't matter. And Mom said, it does matter. Oh, it matters so much. And okay, I'm sorry, it really matters. What can we do? And Mom said, we'll just pick it up. It's all still in there. We'll take it home, and we'll see if we can fix it. And the little boy said, you can't fix it because I made it just like that with my little hands, and I painted it, and then we put it in the kiln, and it was baked, and it wasn't supposed to break, and then it broke. You can't fix it. Mom said, we'll see what we can do. And so they took it home, and when Dad was at work the next week, they got it out, and they put all the broken pieces of this beautiful thing that he had made that was now shattered on a table. And Mom and the little boy kept arranging the pieces and moving them around until they got them in a shape where all the pieces fit together flat. And it was a little butterfly, about this high, about that wide, and it was beautiful. But it had one problem. All the pieces were all disconnected. So Mom went and got her hot glue gun, and she glued all the pieces together, and the little boy pushed them all, and Mom helped him push them all together, and they made this beautiful little butterfly. And then they wrapped it back up in the same paper. They put it under the tree. And on Christmas morning, when Dad opened the gift, he was amazed. He said, I thought this was broken. And the little boy said, well, it was, but Mom made it better. It's even better than it was. I like it better than I liked what I made. And Dad said, well, you did make this. And he said, that's true. And his dad kept that little butterfly, took it to work. Of all the gifts that he got from Christmas, maybe a tie he also took to work once in a while, but he had to, right? But that little butterfly, he took to work, and he put it on his desk. And anyone that came in, they would say, oh, that's beautiful. What is that? That's a gift. And he would tell them about sometimes when things are broken, it seems like you get to the bottom and there's no hope at all, kind of like during this year of COVID. But then when things get remade afterwards and they come up out of the darkness and out of the chaos, they can be even more beautiful. And that's something we can all remember. I'm sure that everything didn't go perfect at Christmas for you this year. You might have got hurt, or you might have seen someone else be sad, or lost someone you loved. God's going to put everything back together one day. But right now, as we see things coming back together at the end of COVID and being, God with his hot glue gun, making new things out of old things that are broken, you can be sure that your parents have a great plan for you, and so does God, and that some of the most beautiful things are made out of things that have hit the ground once or twice. Thank you for listening so well to my story. You can go back to your seats. Kids at home, you can go back to the couch with your parents.